I have never told anyone this story out loud. Not my friends. Not my family. Not even myself. Not fully. I learned how to live with silence, how to carry a truth so heavy that it became part of my breathing. Tonight, I am finally speaking. Not because the pain is gone, but because keeping it inside has become unbearable. I was not always this woman. There was a time when I laughed easily, when I believed the future was something you could plan, shape, and trust. I believed love protected you. I believed doing the right thing was enough to keep the world from hurting you. I was wrong. I remember the day my life split into before and after. It did not feel dramatic at first. No warning signs. No thunder. Just an ordinary morning, sunlight spilling through the curtains, coffee cooling on the table, and the quiet hum of a life that seemed safe. I didn't know that safety can disappear without permission. I was a mother. That was my identity before anything else. Every decision I made revolved around her, my daughter. She was observant, quiet in a thoughtful way, the kind of child who watched the world closely, as if she were already trying to understand it. She trusted me completely. And that trust is what breaks me the most when I look back. There were moments I should have noticed. Small things. The way she hesitated before speaking. The way she clung to my sleeve longer than usual. The way her smile became careful, measured. I told myself she was just growing up. Children change, I thought. I didn't want to imagine anything darker. One night, she asked me a question that still echoes in my head. Mom, do people ever do bad things, even if they say they love you? I laughed nervously and brushed her hair back, telling her no one who truly loves you would ever hurt you. I said it with confidence, with certainty. I needed to believe it. She nodded, but she didn't look convinced. That was the moment I failed her. Not because I didn't know, but because I didn't want to know. The truth does not always arrive violently. Sometimes it waits. Sometimes it watches you live your life, pretending nothing is wrong, until one day it forces itself into the open. For us, it came quietly. A school meeting. A concerned look. A pause before someone spoke dart, and then the words. I remember my body reacting before my mind did. My hands went numb. My hearing faded. My heart felt like it was trying to escape my chest. I kept thinking there must be a mistake. There had to be. This kind of thing does not happen to people like us. That's what I believed. That night, I sat alone in the dark while my daughter slept. I watched her breathe. I wanted to wake her, hold her, apologize for everything I didn't see, everything I didn't protect her from. But I stayed still, frozen, because once you acknowledge the truth, you can never go back. What followed was a blur of days that felt unreal. Conversations I barely remember. Decisions I made well dissociated. Smiles I forced so she wouldn't see me breaking. I became an actress in my own life, playing the role of a strong mother while something inside me collapsed completely. The guilt was suffocating. Not just guilt for what happened, but guilt for every moment I had ignored my instincts. For every time I chose comfort over confrontation. For every lie I told myself because the truth was too frightening, I stopped sleeping. When I did sleep, I dreamed of all the moments I could rewind. Every "are you okay?" I didn't ask. Every sign I dismissed. Every chance I had to notice. My daughter changed. She became quieter. Older somehow. As if innocence had been ripped away and replaced with something fragile and cautious. I watched her learn how to protect herself in a world that had already betrayed her. And it shattered me in ways I didn't know were possible. And yet, she survived. That is the part people praise. She's so strong, they say. But strength is not something a child should have to learn this way. I carried my silence for years. I learned how to function, how to smile in public, how to exist without falling apart in front of others. But inside, the weight never left. It lived in my chest, heavy and constant. Some nights, it felt impossible to breathe. I often wonder who I would be if I had listened sooner, if I had trusted my instincts, if I had been braver. But life does not allow rewrites. It only allows reflection and responsibility. I am telling this story now because silence protects the wrong things. Because pretending everything is fine only deepens the wounds. Because there are other women like me, carrying guilt they didn't create, living with truths they never asked for. If you are listening to this, know this. You are not weak for not seeing everything. You are not broken for surviving. And you are not alone in carrying the weight of what should never have happened. I live with this truth every day. It shaped me. It changed me. It taught me that love must be vigilant, not blind. And though I will always carry regret, I also carry something else now, the determination to speak, to protect, to never ignore my instincts again. Because silence is heavy. And some truths, no matter how painful, deserve to be heard.